Today in Planning Sessions Episode 3. This is the digital pre-planning that I do every time I plan in my Hobonichi Weeks, and I'll show you a little bit of my Hobonichi Weeks planning. But the main planning that's happening today is on my Hobonichi Weeks Nuance. And then later, I'm going to show you all the notebooks that I have, and we are going to set up this little 3-ring planner or binder. So let's get started. But first, I have coffee with me, and this is in my klean canteen. It is my favorite tumbler ever. And we are going to start with the digital pre-planning in my Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite using Samsung Notes. So here I've loaded up the photo from Google of all of the Hobonichi mock-up, and I'm erasing all the things that I have based my sections on because I wanted to redo them. So first I'm going to make dots because it's easier for me, and actually it's easier to just copy paste a few of them instead of dotting, because then it'll be aligned and it's nice to look at. So here I'm writing down the sections that I wanted to do. This is a brand new list, and I have a few sections that I wanted to do today. I have a total of 9, and now we're ready to start pre-planning by getting our layout ready. I always start with making lines, and once again I'm doing more copy pasting because this is a digital planner, and that is one of the main difference, is that you will have to get used to a lot of methods that you use if you are using your computer, such as copy paste and a whole bunch of other things. I'm still trying to get used to digital planning before I go ahead and have a full-on plan with me. I also have headers here, and I'm writing them in red because of the theme for this week, which I'll talk about later. So on the right page, I have my to-do and extended daily section. And then after that, I'm going to check off all of the sections that I have already put down so that I am more organized and I know exactly what else to put in. And one thing also that I like about digital planning is that I can move things around very easily versus writing it down right away, which is, more permanent. Here I'm adding the last section, which is my trackers. And instead of the usual way, I'm going to put it up against the to-do section, and I'm just going to work off of a legend. And I didn't like how it looked like at the top, so I'm going to move it at the bottom. It's just a cut and paste. And I also didn't like where I've put it, so I'm going to go ahead and put it at the bottom of to-do because it was cutting off my next week little section. And so now I'm doing the final touches. I'm putting down the tracker, and sorry I didn't realize that there was that bar there, but yeah. Before we go on, I wanted to show you a few things, my favorite things, which is hand cream. I always have this beside me whenever I'm planning or wherever I am, and I have two ones to show you. I have 𝒕𝒉𝒅𝒔 as well as the Face Shop. The Face Shop is more like a cream, while the 𝒕𝒉𝒅𝒔 is more like a balm. And you can see how there's a little less air with the 𝒕𝒉𝒅𝒔. I think the Face Shop is good, but I really love the 𝒕𝒉𝒅𝒔 because it's a dupe for L'Occitane. And now I'm going to show you a little bit about my functional planning here in my Hobonichi Weeks Mega. This cover is from Harmony Bee. If you're new to my channel, hello, and that is where the cover is from. And then I have the pens that I used last week that I'm taking out, and I'm also taking out the Hobonichi Weeks Mega out of the cover. I'm going to fix the dent in this video. But the rest of the actual planning will be on the dedicated video that will be posted midweek, so maybe Wednesday or Thursday. I think Thursday is a good day to post it. And here I'm just repairing it using washi, and now it's good to go. So these are last week's pages. Make sure that you check out the video for that. I'll leave a link down below. I've moved my DIY pencil board and pulling out the materials. The pencil case I have is the 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 tray, and the colors for this week is red and black, inspired by Moonbyul's latest single, which is Lunatic. And this is what we have now. I'm not going to do anything else, and I'm just showing you a sneak peek of it because I want you to watch the video when I post it midweek. So now let's move on to another Hobonichi Weeks, and this is the Hobonichi Weeks Nuance in Mint Soda. So this is a tutorial, don't worry, but it's a different planning style than the functional one that I do for my Hobonichi Weeks Mega. Also, the Nuance needs this cat book holder, well, any book holder that you have, to lay flat. I pulled the materials for today, and it is the mini my liners from Montmartre because I'm using a few of the colors there. So the theme for this is candy colors, so very pastel, very light, and actually at the end I feel like it's a little bit too light because I used the fine liners for my headers, and you could hardly see it in this video because of the color correction that I made. So here I'm writing down the headers, and I wrote down content as well as the platform. This is my social media planner, so there's nothing else here about the rest of my life, only my social media things. So on the right page is just going to be my long to-do list, as well as information about the videos that I am shooting. So these are production notes of the 2 videos that I plan for this week. I have my to-do in bullets, and I'm using the fine liner as well to write down those things because they will not change. It's the same tasks for every video that I make. And these are film, edit and voiceover, upload, and share. So now we're going to move on to highlighting. I'm using my Pilot Friction, and to write on the pages I'm using my Pilot G-Tech-C, which is my favorite pen to use in a Hobonichi that isn't a fountain pen. So I have Thursday and Sunday videos planned, and I'm going to write content ideas for my Instagram on the days that I'm not posting. That's why I still have things to do within the week. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do Mondays because I wasn't able to upload a video on Sunday. I had a deadline, but I met that deadline, so now we are doing this video. It's nice to have a plan, even though I'm very busy. So now I'm styling the YouTube upload days to make sure that my eye goes towards that information. And this is what we have now, fully filled out. And now I'm just writing down my production notes, the theme, the music, topics to talk about, and things I'm going to film. So the main clips, the B-roll, and such like. Now we are all done with the page. Now you can stop here because this looks pretty good. And on the blank space, you can always write more notes, more production notes, etc. But I'm going to add a little bit more decoration using stickers. So these are PVC stickers from AliExpress, and you get the whole box for not very expensive. I think this is like $6, $7. And I love putting stickers down, and make sure to watch the video where I talk about the benefits of having stickers in your planner, which I will also link down below. So I'm putting the stickers down in areas that require most attention, so my upload days especially, and also on blank spaces like this one. There weren't a lot of stickers in on that sheet, so I'm going to go ahead and use my pens, but I'm also using it to highlight a few things. So my non-upload days versus my upload days. So the upload days are a little more dynamic. But for my main video, it's going to be super colorful because that is when I do the most work or have the most to-dos, because now we have changed our video style. Instead of my very quick tutorials, I now have planning sections, and we are now on episode 3, and I really love making planning sessions episodes for you guys. And now we're going to move on to my current notebook. So this is a collection section or segment of this video, and here are my notebooks. So I'm going to go through them one by one, and then later on we will see this 3-ring mini A7 binder once again because we're going to set it up. But I just wanted to have a quick flip through, and I wanted to talk about what I was using them for. This used to be a planner, but I'm going to change that up, as well as the other notebooks that I will be showing you. This is the Shanka cover, and it holds my Hobonichi notebook as well as my day free. So both of these are my PhD notebooks. One of them is active and the other one is my backup. So this is the current one that I am using. I use fountain pens on here mainly because I love fountain pens on Hobonichi, but I haven't finished that up, so it continues to be active. But for the other notebooks, like this one, this used to be my bullet journal, but I'm going to change that up later, maybe in episode 4, 5, maybe 6 even. I really love this notebook because it has a bigger grid and it takes fountain pen just fine. And now let's start a project, which is what I was talking about. I wanted to repurpose my notebooks, and I'm going to start with this 3-ring A7 binder, and for the rest of the episodes I'm going to do one notebook at a time, so one notebook a week. So here, let's go back to what I'm doing in this clip. I'm taking out the inserts. I've actually pulled out the inserts that I wanted to use now, but since I wanted to be more frugal, I'm saving the inserts that I did not use when I was using this little notebook. So here are all the refills, and this is my favorite part. I decided to use the items from Moonbyul's album. This is her second single, Dark Side of the Moon, and I've just gotten this month, and I'm very happy to still have this. It was quite hard to find, and not really hard, but very expensive to find because it's quite rare now, I should say, compared with other bigger K-pop idols like BTS or Twice. So I'm very happy to have this. So in the pockets, I put in some of the merch as well as the photo cards. The photo cards are like the main thing here, and I have 2. This is the very first photo card I have of Moonbyul, and it is from the Where Are We album that I also have. I have 2 of them actually, and I'm glad I got 2 because at least I had a fighting chance to get Moonbyul's photo card. So here I'm putting in all the papers that I will be using, but I'm going to add a little bit more later. But I wanted to see how it looks like before I add any more. And now we're going to make tabs. Actually, we're not going to make it, we're just going to set it down on paper. This is from Daiso, and it's super tiny. I thought that it would be perfect for this notebook. And I have 3 tabs at the top. And I did pull out some of the refills that I wanted to put in, but I'm not going to do that until the very end. And then for the tabs on the side, I have 3 of that, and then 1 at the bottom. And then I also have the big red one. And I'm moving that at the bottom of the page. And now I'm putting in all the inserts because now it's ready for all of that to go in, since I have all the tabs done. And that's exactly what I do with a bigger notebook, which I will also be doing later on, but I don't want to discuss that here because I will be discussing that in a separate segment in the next planning session. I hope you like the title that I have for the series, planning session episodes, because it is a planning session. I did do a lot of different things. Now I noticed that this is too thin. The rings are a little too big for the amount of inserts that I have. So I just decided to put in some more grid and blank refills, which I have a lot of. So this is the notebook all done, and that is what we have for today's episode. We had digital planning, Hobonichi Weeks functional, just a sneak peek, the social media plan with me. You've seen all my current notebooks, and we put together a 3-ring planner. I'm going to talk about that later on, but thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.